Hey everybody, hope you're well. Welcome to another GG.CO.UK video with me, Daryl Carter. This week it's time again in the week to look ahead at the ITV races on Saturday. This is my first thoughts on the races, going to quickly bang through them, thrash out a few thoughts, and then the final selections will be on the GG.CO.UK website tonight around 5:30. They're showing Newmarket and York today. No jumps racing, unfortunately, but that's a whole other discussion. But Newmarket and York, we're going to kick straight off with 145 at York. It's a Flying Zetland Stakes, a real good race normally. I don't think it's that deep this year. Kyprios is the favourite for Aidan O'Brien. He's won this 2 of the last 3 years, and he sent some decent horses over here, like Norway and Kew Gardens, to win this race. So he does like to send a stayer for this race. It's going to go on and do well in the next year or so for a classic campaign, perhaps for the St Ledger, etc. Kyprios has to be respected in here. He's a bit short now. He's been well back to the 15-8 favourite. I like the way he did it at Galway on heavy ground. He just outstayed the two runaway leaders who tried to nick the lead off the home bend. It's a real staying track, Galway, so we should have no problem with Newmarket. The Newmarket undulations here. Lone Eagle's the other one he's interested in. He ran a good time at Goodwood on soft ground, so he won't mind the conditions today. It is soft ground at Newmarket, but he was a little bit slower at Doncaster, just a little bit lacklustre there. It was a step forward, but I'm not entirely sure he's going to have enough in the locker to beat Kyprios. But those are the two that I'm pretty much focused on at the moment. Doesn't look like there's going to be a bet in this race for me, so we'll move swiftly on into the 220. We'll do all the Newmarket races first, then we'll switch over to York. And the 220 is the Autumn Stakes. Now, I have been through every single runner in this race. I've got a slight question mark about Van Gogh at the top of the market. Does he really want a stiff mile at Newmarket? I'm not entirely sure. He was outstayed last time by Cadillac. And does he want soft ground? I'm not sure. He was well beaten on soft ground the only time he's been on it. So that's a slight question mark for me. The two I've got this in between at the moment is Meg Allen and Dahabai, who has drifted out of the market 6-1. They've swapped places. James Doyle is on Dahabai and William Buick on One Ruler. I'm not entirely convinced that One Ruler wants soft ground. I'm just a little bit worried about that. He's got a real short, sharp stride as well, which will suit Newmarket, but does he really want a stiff mile? I'm not entirely convinced. Maximore, couldn't have him for the life of me. He was really, really slow at Sandown. He was well positioned on the front end. It was actually slower than a race that was run on the same card by Rahek. And yes, my boy in that race was just really setting really slow fractions on the front end. And Maximore was very much slower than that race. So I'm not entirely sure he's a 5-1 shot there. He's going to be overbet on the basis of his sexy profile. I thought Meg Allen, who was around 17-2, 10-1, I thought that horse has got a bit more to come. A stiff mile on soft ground will really suit him. Now, the race he ran at Newmarket on debut wasn't as impressive as it first looked. It was, again, in a real slow time. Not a lot of these have done too much, so it could be open to an improver like Ackerman for Jim Crowley and Brian Meehan. But I thought Dahabi and Meg Allen were the two to focus on at the moment. Again, more work's got to be done. I'm not entirely sure if there's going to be a bet there just yet. The 255 is the next race at Newmarket, and it's the Dewhurst Stakes. Chindit looks a very smart horse. The figures he produced last time out at Doncaster were really good in comparison to another race on the card. I think it was a group race on the card, just off the top of my head. Cadillac, I'm not entirely sure that their step back to 7 furlongs is really going to suit him. Perhaps they've done that because of soft ground and think they might just outstay a couple and get through it. And Etonian, the other one for Richard Hannon, looks pretty useful as well. He's definitely going to handle the ground the way he runs through his races. I think the horse he beat, King Vega, at Sandown is going to turn out to be pretty useful as well. So there'd be my focus at the moment. Thunder Moon is the other. I really liked him. I backed him last time when he won at the Curragh. I know that's after timing. I backed him. He quickened up really well. Now, I think they went a slow pace that day, but I need to do some time figure work on him because I'm a little bit dubious. He won really well in the style of a very smart horse. So I have to question that a little bit in a moment, and I'm going to go and have a look at that. But that's where I'm lying at the minute. I'm not entirely convinced Alcumat. Well, I am convinced actually Alcumat looks pretty decent. I thought he was pretty smart when he beat 5,000-1. He's going to have more to come. There's a couple in here, though, that could have a bit more to come as well. It's not really going to be a betting race for me, but I am going to watch it with very much anti-post on the mind for next year for the 2000 guineas. So we'll keep that in mind. The 335 is probably going to be the one race that I do have a bet on at Newmarket. And I'm going to have one stab at this 34 runner field, and that's going to be Diocletian for Andrew Boulding. He finished really, really strongly behind Yukon Glen last time out at Haydock. He's going to handle soft ground, no problem at all. I think that's actually what he wants. If you go back through his form, his best form has come on soft ground. He wasn't beaten too far behind Spanish Mission last time at Chester as well, when he was just held up too far off the pace and just couldn't really get involved. I'm willing to forgive him that. At Sandown, I think he just might have found the ground too quickly when finishing 6th and 7th, and then he probably needed the run at Ascot the time before. So I know you've got to be forgiving to back him, but that performance off a mark of 97 at Haydock behind Yukon Glen, he really steamed home, and he was a real big eye catcher. He's only £2 higher here. I think this might have been the plan for him, and I think he's going to get conditions to suit him. He's around a 20-1 shot. You're going to get 6 places, 7 places for some people. So I think he has got a fantastic chance for me. But like I say, it's a 34 runner field. You can make a case for a lot of these in the Cesarewitch. Worth noting that don't worry about being drawn high either. Last year, the first 3 home were 20, 23 and 28. Before that, stall 13, 20, stall 24, stall 23. So you can win from a wide draw. Diocletian is a little bit wider than that. He's in stall 31. I think there's only one horse in the last 10 years that's placed from 31, but still, Diocletian, William Cox takes off £3. I think he's very interesting at an each way price. I can see him making the frame, staying on strongly. He looks like he wanted to step up to this sort of mammoth distance, 2 miles 2, for quite some time. So he would be my choice. Okay, we'll switch over to York. 2 o'clock at York is their first race on ITV. It's the Rockingham Stakes. I don't think this is as deep as it first looks, and I'm going to be having a bet here on regional for Richard Fahey and Tony Hamilton. This horse ran really well at Ayr last time on good soft ground, stayed on really, really strongly behind Winter Power. He finished with so much running left. He strongly suggested that a step up to 6 furlongs was really going to be up his street. He won the time before that at Pontefract, beating a horse called Politics, who went on to run well at the York Festival. So the form lines are pretty strong there for that horse. He's around a 9-2 shot, so I'm quite happy to take a chance on him in this. I don't think many in here. I don't think this is the deepest Rockingham Stakes that you're ever going to see. In the 2:35 at York, we have got a bet in here as well. We've got a bet already. Spirit Dancer. I've been waiting for this horse to reappear. I thought he did a little bit too much too soon at Ayr and just run out of steam in the closing stages. But his form has worked out really well. That form actually at Ayr, when he finished second behind First Impression, has worked out pretty well. The 3rd and 4th have gone out and bolted up next time, albeit over different trips, but they have gone out and bolted up. And then he won prior to that on soft ground at Ripon, beating Abbotside, which is no mean feat. He beat him very, very easily, going away by 3.5 lengths on soft ground. It loves soft ground, this horse. If you go back before then to his run back, first seasonal reappearance, he was behind Ilarab, only 1 3/4 lengths, but he would have won that day if he'd got a clear passage. So Ilarab is at the top of the market at 5-2, and Spirit Dancer's around 17-2 chance. Off a mark of 85, I think he's much better than that mark. I think he looks one of the best handicapped horses in this race. So Spirit Dancer for me from stall 12 in the 2:35. 3:10 again. Got another bet in this. This is a sprint trophy handicap. Your big sprint trophy, big field sprint trophy. Kinran for me is one of them. I really fancied him for the Air Gold Cup. He ran an absolute blinder to finish 5th there. That was his first attempt at 6 furlongs. That was his first start after 3 months off the back of a wind operation. I think he might strip a little bit fitter for that. He stuck on really gamely. Took a blow towards the middle part of the race and then stuck on really well. I think he'd come on for that. William Carver takes £5 off. 3 of his 4 career wins have come on soft ground. I think he's got a fantastic chance. It's around 12-1. Magical Spirit is the other one, who won the Air Silver Cup last time. If you play those 2 races side by side, he actually would have finished either 1st or 2nd in the Air Gold Cup. I'm just wondering whether he was favoured by the far side of the track, because a lot of the winners on the Air Gold Cup day did come down that side of the track. So I'm just wondering if he was favoured for that. But he did all his own donkey work out in front. He's unexposed on soft ground. He's unexposed over 6 furlongs on turf. He's only had the 4 starts. He looks progressive. Kevin Ryan's got a fantastic record in this race. So I think sticking with those 2, for me, that's where I'm going to go with this. They're drawn 19 and 21, so they're drawn quite close together. So it remains to be seen what side of the track you're really going to be really gonna want to be on. God damn it, tongue-tied today, but that is it. That is all the races from ITV Racing this Saturday. Thank you very much for listening. Like I say, the final selections will be up on GG.CO.UK tonight at 5:30. I've got to cut this list down at the minute because I've got loads I fancy tomorrow. That's not always a good sign. So hopefully there's a few winners in there. Hopefully I can put you on the right track for a few races. Have a fantastic Saturday, and thank you very much for listening.